Good morning. This will be a two-part video on how I built this school bench area and table with storage. Part 1 is going to be of the booth seating area, and part 2 is going to be of the table storage and the world map on top.
This is how we were previously set up to do our schoolwork. Bruce would sit up on the day bed that is built into the bench, and William preferred to sit on the cushions on the ground. I started by cleaning up the area and then moved on to boxing in the side of the bench. This will act as a backrest for the seating area on the right hand side. Then I covered in the bottom half of the door. Moving on to the frames for the seats, I used lengths of 70 by 35 that I ripped down the centre. I do this to save on space and money. For the lift-up seat, I simply ran 2 lengths of timber at the front and back of the seat area, then attached all the palings to only those 2 pieces, keeping the top of the seat free from the base and thereby utilising the free space underneath for storage. Moving on to the backrest of the seat on the left-hand side, I misplaced this footage, but it is very similar to the process I used for the vacuum cupboard. I started by making a simple squared frame and using scraps across the corners to keep it square, level and secure. Lay the frame on a flat surface and start attaching your palings, keeping one edge flush. Use a straight edge of sorts to precisely mark your holes with the frame below it. Pre-drill your holes, only going through the paling and not into the frame. Give them a chamfer, then attach them. Run the circular saw over the remaining edge to remove the excess length. Give it a stain, then attach it to the wall. For the floating floor, I push the pre-cut boards up under the kickboard of the first seat, then add the kickboard of the other seat directly on top, holding the floating floor in place. You don't end up seeing these boards at the end, but the boys enjoyed painting them and it is a lot nicer underfoot than the cold concrete. Moving on to the base of the seat on the left-hand side, it is simply a mirror image of the other side. Build the lift-up seat the same as we did for the other side. The reason why I gave the seats an overhang is to increase the legroom, and it is also nice to be able to tuck your legs up under where you're sitting as well. Okay, now to build the wall to contain everything. I used the full width of the 70 by 35 this time. I wanted the added strength since we are constantly climbing up over it, and I prefer the chunky look. It's starting to come together. I covered the inside wall first and got plenty of help from the boys. By this stage of the build, we had already started using it for our schooling. For the outside of the wall, I ran the palings vertical. It just helps to separate it from the back wall and break up all those horizontal lines. And now to stain it. Well, that's the seating area done of the school booth build. Be sure to watch part 2 of this build to see how I went about making the table with the storage and the world map on top.
If you liked this video or found it somewhat helpful, then give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give me a thumbs down if you like, but either way, I hope I see you next time.